How's it, guys? This is Dayvy FPL back at it again with another Fantasy Premier League video. Currently we're still in game week 30 plus. I was a little bit conflicted with making this video. I kind of wanted to give you guys enough time with those price rises to make the transfers, but I also wanted the game week 30 plus game week to end so we could kind of have a final points tally. But unfortunately I kind of budged a little bit, and I'm coming at you with this video straight after the Sheffield United versus Newcastle game. So just keep that in mind throughout the video. The Aston Villa versus Chelsea game, as well as the Liverpool versus Everton, and then finally that Man City versus Burnley game on Monday night have not taken place yet. However, I don't think those games are going to alter the decisions too much, and we'll also be talking about how you can get the updated draft coming at you throughout the week. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So the deadline with Dayvy live stream, I will yet again be doing another deadline live stream an hour before the deadline. I believe it's on Tuesday night, so stay tuned for that. The only reason I'm kind of promoting this is that, as you saw with the bench boost, we usually get some early team news or things like that, and that can kind of alter the team entirely. So to get the latest draft, make sure you're in the stream. I know for some people it might not be possible because of their time of day if they're from other countries around the world, so I will try my best on Twitter to keep you guys as updated as possible. Maybe if I make a transfer on Monday night or an alteration to the squad, you can just stay tuned to my Twitter for that. So my Twitter is @DayvyFPL. I'll leave a link down below. Also recommend that you put those tweets on notification. I don't tweet a lot, so you won't be getting a ton of spam, but I'll also be posting video links and when the live stream does go live, so I do think it's quite good. Otherwise, just stay tuned for the stream. The stream's kind of the best situation to be in because I can also answer your guys' questions. Something that we had with the bench boost is a lot of you guys couldn't necessarily afford the squad that I had, so we just covered alterations to the squad so that everyone could kind of have a good squad going into that double game week 30. So hopefully I see all of you guys on the stream. So this is the squad that we currently are having. As you've seen by the title of this video, and I haven't really introduced it, but I am considering using the wildcard this week. I haven't activated it definitely, so just keep your eyes on my Twitter, as I will be announcing if I do activate it. But I did give you guys a wildcard draft right at the end, and the current draft that I'm thinking of. But this is why I'm thinking of using the draft. If you look at my current squad here, the players I've highlighted in boxes are the players that I'm looking to transfer out. I'm not going to be talking too much on the players that I'm thinking about keeping, because I do think some of them are a little bit of no-brainers. But the players in the blocks there, as you can see, my goalkeeper situation is absolutely terrible. I currently have Leno, who looks like he's going to be out for the rest of the season with an ACL or a knee or ankle injury. It's not been confirmed as of now, but he will be injured for quite a while. And then we also have Henderson, who can't play against Man United. And then we also have Sheffield United with all those suspensions and injury concerns that is making me really worried about their defense. Also haven't returned to the best of form since that lockdown, so I don't think I'm trusting Sheffield United too much. Going to the other defenders, we have Lundstrom and Target. Now Lundstrom, if you are an owner and you don't have a thing like a wild card, I don't think I'd be transferring Lundstrom out. I think it's almost the best situation to be in because he was benched against Newcastle and they had a really bad performance. And whenever that happens, the manager kind of looks at rotating players that weren't in the starting lineup. Who can he bring in? And I think one of those players is going to be Lundstrom. So I think from now to the end of the season, he's going to get a real look in. I'm probably going to start most games, as I do think he brings some solid defending and kind of solid structure to their lineup. So I wouldn't be worried too much about Lundstrom, but for my own personal team, I kind of have to downgrade him because he is a little bit more expensive now. I brought him in at 4.9, not that 4 million at the start of the season, so I'll probably be looking at downgrading him. Then we have Matt Target. Now I know Aston Villa, the players haven't done that bad over the double, but I think I won't trust their defense any longer. I didn't really trust their defense, but I think Target offers a little bit more of an attacking threat, so you could keep him, but I think I'll be getting rid of all my Aston Villa players. They just got some tough fixtures coming up, and in that relegation zone, it's always going to be a scrap. So I'm thinking about other teams and other players besides Matt Target. In the midfield, that trend kind of continues with Grealish and El Ghazi. I'll be probably getting rid of them. I don't really want them for the foreseeable future, as I said, with all those reasons that I don't want Matt Target. And then going to the forward line there, the only player that I kind of want to get rid of is McBurney. He didn't do much over the double. I think he got a measly 4 points, so not too great of a forward option there, but he was just purely a double game week player. I didn't have really any intention of keeping him for the rest of the season, so he will also be on the way out. The other players that I also considered is the likes of the Man City options, but then they play against Chelsea, not the worst fixture in the world, and Man City never kind of have a bad opponent. The only thing with Man City is going to be the rotation. I don't think I can kind of deal with that rotation. It does make it a lot easier that they do have 5 subs, so basically any player that you do have will probably get a minimum of about 20 minutes, and we've seen in these lineups, the players are absolutely dead tired at the end of these games, and a lot of goals have been conceded in these final minutes. So I don't think it's the worst situation to be in, but they do hold a lot of money, and I'd rather have a player that's going to get a better chance of 90 minutes than the likes of Mahrez and Aguero. And then Aubameyang's the final one. Now Arsenal did atrociously over this double game week, especially Aubameyang. He had some shots on target and some goal threat, but I think overall I was expecting a lot more from him, especially because of his price point. So Aubameyang, I could keep him. They have 2 nice fixtures coming up, but I just think those funds stored in him, I maybe could consider a cheaper Arsenal alternative that could probably get me the same points as he got in the double. So that's basically the team that I'm thinking about, and the reason why I'm considering wildcarding, as I do have about 7 or 8 moves that I am considering for players out, and that usually is the sweet spot for a wildcard. If you have about 6 to 8 or maybe even more moves that you are considering, then I think a wildcard could be quite profitable. So talking about Game Week 30, as this is a team selection video, I'm not going to bore you guys too much with talking about the points that the players got, but I wanted to give you the standard wrap-up that we usually do in these team selections. So in Game Week 30, as of yesterday, we had 99 points. We've seen 100 points since that Sheffield United game, so I think it's the second time this season that we are in those triple digits, and the rank has also seen a nice boost. We were expecting that because of the bench boost. Obviously not everyone is using their bench boost, but we're currently sitting just above that 13k mark. I'm expecting that number to probably go down depending on the performance of Liverpool, as I don't own any of their midfielders, but I'm hoping that the Man City and Aston Villa options can kind of resurrect us and give us another nice green arrow. So where those 99 points came from is from this lineup. As I said, I'm not going to bore you guys too much about where the points came from, as I think probably a lot of you just want to see the wildcard draft, so that'll be coming up next. But I do want to give you guys some talking points about what I noticed over the double game week and what we can kind of continue in these foreseeable future games. So the captaincy option obviously saw some returns. We have 14 points for Man City's Kevin De Bruyne against Arsenal. I'm hoping that he kind of starts against Burnley. I think he can get some more attacking returns from there. He's always good at those balls in behind the defense, and I think against a side like Burnley, he's going to do quite well. I'm also hoping that the likes of Mahrez and Aguero start, because I don't think too many people own the likes of Mahrez, and some points from Aguero would also be nice. You can also see there that Grealish and El Ghazi didn't do too much against Sheffield United, but hopefully against Chelsea. I know it is probably a tougher fixture, but I'm hoping that that game can be quite open-ended and they could get some returns there. The likes of Alexander-Arnold, I'm probably going to be watching with one eye behind the couch because of the likes of Mane and Salah, but I still think that Alexander-Arnold can do quite well. The forward line is not looking too good right now. Kind of a triple of 4s. I know Aguero does have another game, but Aubameyang and McBurney did basically nothing. I'm probably a little bit more angry at Aubameyang because of he's basically double the price of McBurney, so I hope that Arsenal would have done better than they did, but it is what it is. And then to go onto the bench, which is basically going to say if this game week was a success or not. So currently we do have 27 points from the bench boost. I think at the start of the game week I would have taken 20 plus points, so to get above 25 is a success in my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below if you do think that this was a bench boost success, but I usually think about 20 points is the kind of the sweet spot for the bench boost, and probably the realistic option that you're going to get. Comment down below as well as what you got in your bench boost, and then if you did better than me, congratulations. I think that's definitely a good use of the chip. So finally, we're going to be going over my final draft. Currently, I'm saying final draft because I think the next team that I choose is probably going to be the team that I go with. So currently, this is the lineup I do have. As I always do, you can make alterations to this lineup. If you can't afford it, maybe downgrade the likes of Doherty to a cheap alternative, but otherwise ask in the live stream and I'll be quick to give you an alternative, and we'll go through that entire FPL list and go through options that I think you could go for. So some talking points about the lineup. I'm probably not going to go through every player, but in the keeping department, we've gone really cheap here. We've gone with Martinez, comes in at 4.2, obviously with Leno out injured. We don't know confirmed for how long, but if it is for a long-term injury, I think that Martinez offers a nice option. Not expecting too much from him. I don't think Arsenal are going to keep many clean sheets, but just hoping that Martinez can kind of fulfill that 4.2 price bracket. There's not a lot of expectation when you're that cheap, but I kind of had to go there because I couldn't afford anyone else. The only option you could also consider is maybe the likes of Pope or Foster. They come in at 4.9, but then for me that meant downgrading Saka to the likes of a 4 million or a 4.1. Gundozi comes in at 4.2, but that would kind of allow me to reshuffle the rest of my team. So I'm currently sticking with Martinez and Saka as my Arsenal players there, as they're just so cheap, and we saw Saka start both games in that double. So probably going to be most of my bench players, but hopefully Saka can also do some returns if I need him to. In the defense, we've kind of gone for 2 premium options and then a more mid-range option and then 2 really cheap options. So Alexander-Arnold, Doherty and Aurier provide those premium options. Aurier, I like him because of their fixtures, and also he was playing quite attacking under that Jose Mourinho side. It's a little bit different for a Jose Mourinho defender to be as attacking as he is. So I'm hoping that he can get some attacking returns, but also some defensive returns. Doherty, you saw this week how good he is. 12 points, and I just think that attacking threat is really good, and also I think he's more of a safer option in that Wolves lineup, as I think they might switch formations here and there depending on the fixture. Then we have Lascelles and Williams. Williams started, so I'm hoping that he does start for the rest of the season, and then Lascelles also offers a nice cheap alternative in a Newcastle side that usually is quite defensive. The midfield is also quite stacked here. We've got the likes of Sadio Mane as my Liverpool option of choice, Heung-min Son, De Bruyne and Fernandes. Now Fernandes could become Pogba depending on how I'm feeling, but with the whole penalty duties being on Fernandes, that also is quite nice. I know that there is kind of rumors of him sharing it with Rashford, so we'll just have to monitor that situation. De Bruyne is probably not going to go anywhere, just a solid player, probably one of the best players in the Premier League, if not the best, so I'm going to be sticking with him. And then Heung-min Son, just a little bit of a nice differential there. Spurs' fixtures are quite nice, so I'm hoping that he does quite well. Then going up front, we've opted for that Wolves double up in attack. This is probably the only thing, or the only major thing that I can see changing, is because of the whole Diogo Jota situation. So he usually plays about 60 minutes. I don't know if that's going to be enough. Maybe I'd prefer a cheaper option that's going to play the full 90, or even an option that's going to come off the bench and play against those tired players in the last 30 minutes. So that's something that I'm considering, but I like the likes of Calvert-Lewin, has that Norwich fixture. The fixtures afterwards are quite tough, so he could be kind of a 1 week player and then we transfer him out. And then the other player is Raul Jimenez, who had yet again another good game week and definitely one of the strikers to own. So we've gone quite cheap up front, but that's kind of allowed for the stacked midfield and the really good defense. So this is the lineup. Stay tuned to my Twitter and the deadline stream for the final draft if we do end up using the wild card. So this is basically going to wrap up the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Please like it if you did, and subscribe if you're new or have not subscribed yet. Otherwise, I'll be checking you guys over on Twitter and on that deadline stream. I'm going to be signing off. This has been Dayvy FPL, and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.